What's going on, Ghost Squad? Welcome to Ghost Tactical, and today we're going to go through a product that we're having a blast with. It is the DigiTrigger. The loadout that we're using today with the DigiTrigger is the Foxtrot Mic FM9 5-inch 9mm upper with the Bushnell TRS 26 red dot. We're also using the Mean Arms Endomag to feed that 9mm through this lower, which is a Rock River lower designed for 223-556, but the Endomag converts that into shooting 9mm. But before we jump into the shooting and our findings, let's take a look at some info and some specs on the DigiTrigger. Well guys, our good friends over at Digital Trigger Technologies came out with the first digital trigger called the DigiTrigger. Basically what it does, it enables a normal firearm to become a hybrid with two very distinct fire control groups. The first and the primary is going to be the mechanical group, which is going to operate exactly how any other AR-15 trigger system is going to work. The second, though, is a microprocessor-based firing system that's basically going to allow that firearm to seamlessly work with the mechanical trigger group. And since the second is a software-based, you're going to have a couple different modes to choose from. Some of the specs on the digital mode is going to have a 1-pound trigger with a mechanical about 5.5 pounds. The digital mode is going to operate on a 9-volt battery and is going to be rated for at least 1 million firing cycles. The cool thing about the DigiTrigger is it complements the mechanical trigger group. It doesn't replace it. Let's talk about the 3 different modes on the DigiTrigger lower. The first is obviously going to be safe, where the mechanical and digital trigger assemblies are disabled. The next is you're going to have the fire mode, which is what you normally going to have on your AR-15, and that's going to be the mechanical semi-auto only. Then you have the fun switch that turns the digital fire assembly on, and it's going to have a digital semi-auto and a digital pull and release. Now that we've gone through some of the specs and all of that jazz, let's get to the range and see how we like the DigiTrigger and how it runs with our firearm. Well, if you guys remember a couple weeks ago, we had a video come out about the Foxtrot Mic FM9, and we found some issues with some double tap going on with that lower.
Okay, that was interesting.
So we took the FM9 upper, slapped it on the DigiTrigger lower, which is a Rock River Arms lower, and wanted to test it out to make sure it ran. Sure enough, it ran flawlessly, no hiccups whatsoever. So what that tells me is there's something going on with the Foxtrot Mic lower. In mechanical mode, semi-automatic mode, this thing ran flawlessly. DigiTrigger says the mechanical trigger pull weight is about 5.5 pounds. So we went ahead and tested it and came out even better, under 4.5 pounds. Then we got to have fun and turn on the fun switch and engage the digital trigger. Now obviously we wanted to test out both modes, so we went to the single shot DigiTrigger pull and we had a great time shooting this. It's a single stage digital trigger and it is light as hell and it feels wonderful. They boast a 1-pound trigger pull in the digital mode, so we tested it out. Sure enough, boom, 1 pound or less. So now the moment we've all been waiting for, including myself, we turned it on to the pull and release digital trigger. And man, can I tell you what? I fired some binary triggers in my day, but this one is unbelievable. It is crisp, it is smooth, it is unbelievably light, it is fun as hell to shoot. The only better things that are probably better than this that I fired are the 3-round bursts and obviously fully auto. But man, I tell you what, this thing was fun as hell to shoot. So guys, overall, I mean, if you want to have a great time with a phenomenal trigger that is fabulous in all 3 modes, whether it's mechanical, semi-auto, digital semi-auto, or the pull and release digital, you can't go wrong. I know this is not going to be for everyone, but for someone who just likes to have fun plinking on the range, it's going to work with pretty much any AR platform. So guys, go check out the DigiTrigger. The links will be in the description below to get to the website. Most importantly, whether it's with a DigiTrigger or not, get out to the range, have fun, enjoy our freedoms. Most importantly, stay safe. Until next time, Semper Fi.